York Knicks. I'm back, rocking the New York groove. Well, it's the Knicks. New York. We are the New York Knicks. New York. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts, just like winter. New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, it is the New York Knicks podcast episode 528, part of Dash Radio. Go to the New York Knicks podcast.com/ticket club. Use code NYKP for 20% off an annual membership. And you could also, while you're there, you could also pick up some Knicks podcast shirts. 3 left, folks. Only 3 left. And I'm
3 left? Are you kidding me, Jay?
We are running out, and I am moving next week, so it'll be good.
Weren't you supposed to have moved already? What's going on? This show's gonna be misinformation, Jay. I thought you were already in your new place.
Yeah, no. It's soon. Next Friday, I'm moving. So last call on those shirts, or they will be packed in a box and shipped to a different.
And you'll have to wait a couple of weeks before until you move unpacks to get them.
Yeah, till I find them. So yeah, we have that. And I would also like to thank Anthony and Steve, our 2 newest Patreons. Patreon.com/NY Knicks podcast. Really appreciate it. Very generous.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right.
Was that you?
Yes. Well, that is our new thing. I have an automated thing. If somebody starts following us, a GIF pops up on the screen and a sound effect. So thank you for following us.
Awesome. That, like, as they do it, it makes that sound?
Yeah. I'm getting all high tech in here.
Holy crap. What other things are you doing, Jay? I have a high-tech idea for you, actually.
Okay.
Wait, tell me what other high-tech things are you doing for the show?
That was about it. I set up messages for subscribers and followers.
Okay. Are you adding more features that people will want to see on Twitch?
What is up the goat soup? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I am getting the I'm getting the Twitch upgrades going on.
Cool. So I have an idea. NFTs. You know what NFTs are, Jay?
Non-fungible tokens, just because you told me that.
Yes. I think they're our path to making this show really profitable, or I don't know.
So this is going to be one of those ideas where you tell me to do all the work.
I of course, yes. I want to know if there's a listener out there that knows how to make an NFT and wants to get in on this project with us. My idea would be to turn our Knicks podcast logo into an NFT, and then we sell it. And when we use the money to really take this show to the next level, whatever the hell that would mean, and whoever can figure out how to do the NFT and help us with this can split the profits with us. We have a lot of fans out there. Maybe our fans want to buy it. Maybe someone who's just like people who buy the NFTs, like people are spending crazy money on this. Maybe the Russian government wants to launder money. We're totally down for being a way to launder your money. Whatever you want to do, we'll sell Knicks podcast NFTs.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Okay. The next step would be either having a fan who knows how to make NFTs contact us, and you can make lots of money this way, or we'll have to figure this crap out ourselves, which is not going to go well.
No. If we have to figure it out ourselves, it just won't happen.
But so the Knicks played a couple games this last show. I think the most recent games that the Knicks played, I think they played the Celtics game, which was a nail biter. Knicks lost in the end. What are you going to do? You know what you're going to do? You're going to go on a 3-game goddamn winning streak. They beat the Grizzlies, they beat the Raptors, and they beat the Lakers. Life is good. 3-game winning streak. How you feeling, Jay?
Feeling pretty good. I mean, they are up, I think, 5.5 games on 11th? And there's only
they're pretty much locked in for the at least the play-in tournament. They're not going to fall below that.
They're currently up 7 games on 11th, and there's only 17 games left. So they're in the playoff. The playing
Yeah,
game.
we're gonna have an actual postseason. I mean, even if it's just the playing game, we have a real postseason to talk about.
Yeah. So that's a nice change. It's a nice and a very unexpected change that we both thought there was no way they were making the playoffs, and they're actually a half a game away from the 6th seed, which means they wouldn't even have to play the play-in game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. We have a tough schedule ahead, but like, there's the Knicks. I really was wondering if the Knicks would start tanking. I mean, they've gotten lucky. Like the Lakers obviously didn't have Anthony Davis or LeBron James, but you know what? Like, I don't think they're going to be that far from 500 at the end of the season.
No, I mean they're 1 game above. I don't see any reason that they would lose like 10 in a row. I mean, they're going to be within a game or two of 500, I would think.
They play everyone close, and it started feeling like the Knicks lost every close game until they kind of just flipped the switch very recently, obviously.
Yeah. Jay Player says they have that Kobe mentality right now.
Yeah. From Julius Randle. He's taking on the Kobe. I don't know. He was like Kobe was his mentor, kind of. He did look up to Kobe and all that. So I gotta say the Memphis game. I was watching that game. The Knicks did not play that well in that game. Like, did you think at any point the Knicks were actually going to win that game?
No, I was like, this is just one of those days. It's not happening. And my friend was messaging me during the game, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm turning it off right now. I can't even watch this anymore."
It was the Knicks were down a lot early. They came back, but you're like, oh, it's be a fake comeback, and you just saw like the writing on the wall. There's no way the Knicks will actually come back here. It's just you're in the fourth quarter. You're like, all I'm trying to find out now, as I'm half falling asleep on the couch, is just how the Knicks are going to lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't shooting good. It just looked like one of those days where it's just, you know, sometimes you could tell you're like, oh, this isn't our day, and it looked like one of those games, and then all of a sudden they just went on this nice run and
played a great fourth quarter. Suddenly I was like, wait, the game's freaking tied. We're going to overtime. And then the overtime, it was great. I couldn't even believe they pulled it out.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about that game?
Well, Jay Player wants to talk about the Mets doubleheader. I don't think we should do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Mets pulled off an awesome win earlier, 4-3 in extra innings. Even though the extra inning rules, say, what do you think of the extra inning rule? Then they start the extra innings by putting a runner on second. Isn't that as lame as possible?
I actually read about that yesterday because I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and I don't like it.
It's like the NBA doing overtime by like lowering the rims. We're gonna play 8-foot rims for the overtime.
Right, or like there's only 4 people on the court, or something ridiculous.
Yeah, just something completely. Yeah, like making it like we're gonna flip a coin and it'll be 5-on-4 or something like that. It's just such an idiotic and we're trying to figure out if the runner scores, does that get count against the pitcher's earned run average? Like, it's not his fault the guy was on second. It's the goddamn rules.
Well, bringing it back to basketball and new rules.
No, I don't want to bring it back. We're going to talk about baseball the rest of the show, John.
Doncic does not like the play-in game. He thinks it's stupid. What do you think of it?
I think Doncic's an ass. So there was a quote from Mark Cuban about this. Mark Cuban says he voted for this, by the way, but now he's against it. And he said the worst part of this approach is that it doubles the stress of the compressed schedule. Rather than playing for a playoff spot and being able to rest players as the standings become clearer, teams have to approach every game as a playoff game to either get into or stay in the top 6 since of the consequences. So players are just this is from Luca, I guess, not from Cuban, but either way, isn't that the goddamn point? So you don't the games are watchable towards the end of the season?
Yeah, so there's things I like and there's things I don't like about it. I like that you don't have half the league tanking at the end of the season. I mean,
that's a lot better.
Unless you're in 14th, 15th place, you can be like, yeah, we may be able to squeeze into 10th. So that's
right.
nice.
And you can and it's one thing also if you're playing the 7th seed, you're like, we could win that game. or win those 2 games. Yeah.
Right. What I don't like is that you can play a full season and then lose a game, and then you're not in the playoffs.
Well, you have to lose 2 games. So in the 8th and the 7th seed, don't they have to lose 2?
You have to lose two, but still, it's like, normally
You know
you'd be
what?
in the playoffs. You could lose 2 games, and then you're just not.
The 8th and the 7th seed usually get beaten in the first round. Every once in a while, you have like a big upset. Generally speaking, those teams, and I know the Knicks made the finals that way once, but generally those teams.
By the way,
anyway.
the only 8th seed to ever make the finals.
Yeah, aren't the Knicks awesome? But also, like, who cares? It makes the season a little more exciting. You played a full season. You made the 8th seed. We should really respect that. You should get, like, who cares? You made the goddamn 8th seed. Too many teams make the playoffs to begin with.
I mean, there's things I like and I don't like about it, but I feel like if you can't beat the 10th seed 2 out of 3 games, then you probably don't deserve to be in the playoffs anyway.
Well, you only have to beat them 1 out of 3, or 1 out of, like, they have to beat you twice. You only have to beat them once.
Oh, really?
That's what I thought it was.
Oh,
am I wrong about that?
I
thought
know.
it was. I thought it was if they beat you, you play again. If you beat them, it's over.
Oh, okay. Well,
I could be wrong. That's what the format was last year.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to the current games, Nomad said, how bad was that double dribble by Siakam in the final play? Raptors have it bad this season not playing in Toronto. Basically every game is an away game. So that Siakam play, he was telling his coach to review it. How pissed would you be if you used your review on a play where he clearly grabbed the ball and then kept dribbling again?
I mean, the game was over anyway at that point, but
it was. But, like, come on, like, you don't tell your coach to review something that's. I don't even think he had a review, but still, like, it was a clear double dribble. That was just dumb.
I do kind of love what everyone, like, they put their finger in the air and they start like doing the little motion of like twisting their, like, spinning their finger, like,
yeah.
Review that. There's no way I could have fouled that person there. That's just crazy.
I found about 90% of the time players do that. They've actually did what they got called for.
I'm also totally. I'm at the point. I think I might have said this in the show before. I think as far as instant replay and reviewing plays, I would remove that from all sports. I'm done with. I hate all the stoppages.
Either that or just make like a 30-second time limit.
It's also they review stuff and they still get it wrong. There was the play in the Laker game. I mean, I guess they might have gotten it right. Where basically, I think it was wasn't Randall. I think it was who was it? And then blanking on the 3-point shot. It was Bullock, where he basically kind of jumps up and kind of spins and kind of I forget who it was that landed kind of on his foot, and they called a flagrant foul. And it was like, yeah, his foot just landed on his foot when he came down, kind of. And this is a flagrant foul. There's some ridiculous call. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you?
I really think like just 30 seconds because Simmons and Russillo were saying like it takes all the momentum out of it. Like you're in the middle of a heated final 2 minutes, and then like sometimes it stops like 5-6 minutes, and it takes everybody out of it. It takes the players out. It takes the fans out. It's like it's.
You know what's annoying also about it is that like so they review it and they get this one right. But then you're like, once you get that right, we're not going to get anything right going forward. Like you can't review anything else. Then just don't review anything. Just don't use it at all. You can't like, if we're going to say most of the time, it's going to be like we're just going to go with human error. Then go with the human error 100% of the time. It's like, it really just kills it. It makes the game so much more annoying with the stoppages.
Yeah, exactly. Nomad also said the Knicks looked composed in that late game versus the Raptors, which I enjoyed. It seems like they got their late game jitters out of their system, and now they're hitting shots, they're making plays.
It's funny also how like the players like Randall had 2 pretty goddamn mediocre games against the Raptors and against the Memphis. Then he brings it completely against the Lakers, and RJ Barrett goes the opposite way. RJ Barrett has great games and then just completely sucks against the Lakers. But it's nice they have the players to like balance it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can carry each other. And of course, last night, who carried the Knicks offense besides Randall?
I think that would be Alfred Payton.
Oh no, Knicks Twitter. Oh my God, he can't play well. There's no way.
I mean,
Why are there players like why? How did Knicks fans hate their own players so much?
I don't know. It's either they hate them or love them unconditionally. There's no in between.
Yeah, By the way, are Knicks fans? I know there's a lot of Knicks Twitter. I wanted to say a lot of Knicks Twitter absolutely loves Frank. Are they finally happy to see that Frank has been finishing games? He finished all 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I haven't gone on Twitter nearly as much because I really just got all sick of all the Frank stuff. But I'm sure they're happy.
I think he was out there for. I think he was out there for like 12 seconds in one of the games, 15 seconds in the other game, and maybe like I don't know. I guess the Lakers, he must have been out there for a little, or maybe 30 seconds. He's just in the game at the exact end of the game. You're gonna be like, oh, Frank's closing games. That's all that matters. I don't care if it's the last 12 seconds. He's the difference maker.
Huh? Bushy says 7 plays 8, and the winner finishes 7th. Loser of 7 versus 8 plays winner of 9th and 10th for the 8th spot.
Oh, 7 plays 8. What is it? Just a 1-game thing?
He didn't say, but
okay, 7 plays 8, and then the loser of that plays 9, 10, and then that's the 2-1 thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if that's 2-1, but the loser.
It's nice that they make this so easy to figure out.
It's like I need a manual.
Confusing, shitty system.
Jay Player asks if I'm moving. Yes, I am moving in 9 days.
Yeah, he's actually moving into the Raptors arena in Toronto because they're not using it. How much does that suck? They have to play in Tampa.
That sucks a lot. They also suck a lot. I don't know what happened to them.
There's a lot of like things that suck, basically. All right, so Raptors are not very good. The Lakers, what the hell happened to Marc Gasol? I know he's older, but like, holy crap, he looked terrible.
Yeah, he has like every 4th or 5th game, and he'll put up a really good stat line. But he's like DeAndre Jordan. Like once a week, he comes out and plays. And
Andre Drummond, I know he's had some good games. The Lakers actually just beat the Brooklyn, and they had Durant, and they still beat them. But Andre Drummond looked like absolute trash against the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand he's a very good player, and I understand he can put up all-star level numbers at times, but I don't know if he just didn't like care about the Knicks game, but like he did not look very good against the Knicks.
There was also a few people that said the Knicks should get Cousins. He's already getting DNPs.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do love that whoever the Knicks play, there's a rumor about the Knicks should get that player. So the Knicks played Lakers, and now there's rumors that the Knicks are going to go after Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah. Could we not do that?
He looked okay. Just to be fair, Dennis Schroeder looked pretty good against the Knicks last night.
I mean, he gets a lot of assists and he gets a good amount of steals.
And he can score.
He can score in volume. Like if you look at his shooting percentage, it's not
streaky.
It's not very good. Yeah. And I feel like guys who can't shoot, we have plenty of those.
He is a guy at times will look really good. There are a lot of players out there, like even Alex Burks, the guy that like at times you'll be like, oh my God, let's sign him to a 5-year deal. And other times you're like, oh, I get why we got him on a pretty good deal.
Schroeder is the Lakers' Elfrid Payton, where he would be a solid backup point guard, but they're starting him.
Yeah, I think Schroeder's, he's a solid, like, he'll get you a bunch of points off the bench. That was his role in OKC last year. And I think, is that with LeBron and Davis back, is he the starter still, or is he off the bench?
I think he is, because who else is their point guard?
I mean, I guess they can do also. I mean, you have LeBron and Davis. You can do a lot of different things. But Schroeder, I don't see any real reason why the Knicks need to get Schroeder. But they definitely need more scoring. Despite the fact that they've been winning some games, the Knicks scoring is still questionable.
Well, that's the thing. I wouldn't mind them getting Schroeder, but the rumor is he wants like $20 million a year, and I don't want him for that much.
I mean, that would be goddamn insane.
Yeah.
What do you think about a guy like Norm Powell for $20 million. Is that insane?
Is he that much better than Burks?
Yeah, that's the point. That's why he gets a big contract.
You think
He is better. Like he's flat out better than Burks.
yes, he's better, but Burks is getting like 5. Like, is he that much
Burks
better?
is going to get a better contract next year, but is he going to get that much better? I mean, Burks he gets 5. I would look to bring Burks back and hopefully keep the contract under 10.
Yeah.
I mean, right now he's one of the Knicks' go-to players down the stretch.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to just let him go, and it's hard to you have to pay him more than that you're paying him now.
Yeah, no, if you could do like 10 to 12, then the Knicks would be, I think, well suited getting a lot of $10 to $12 million a year players rather than trying to get a $30 million player.
Yeah, I mean, if you could add a third. I don't think there's anyone in this offseason that's $30 million worth adding. The one guy that's worth maybe giving you a big contract, the guys that might be worth giving a big contract to this offseason would be Norm Powell or Lonzo Ball. Not both of them, but they make a difference. The Knicks team is a weird one where there's a bunch of guys on this team where you're like, I really do like these players. I want to bring them back. But if you bring them back, you limit how much playing time anyone else would have coming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly, I want Randall back. I've grown to like Bullock. I would like Bullock back. I don't know if he has to start, but his shooting, the 3-point shooting has been a lot better. His defense is good. You don't want Bullock back, right?
I wouldn't mind Bullock back. I mean, I wouldn't want to give him a huge contract, but he's fine.
I like our centers.
I've done a 180 on Bullock.
I like our centers. I want Mitch back. I want Noel back, and Todd Gibson has to come back. I think you can get Todd Gibson still for pretty cheap. I mean, and people give Alfred Payton crap. I don't want Payton back, but on another team, if he's your backup point guard, it's probably fine.
Nomad said it looks like the Bulls might not bring back Larry Markkinen, and I think he might be a good fit with Randall. What should the Knicks offer?
Does Markkinen play defense?
He's not very good in defense, and he gets injured a lot.
I think our identity is defense. The Knicks have a top 5 defense. I think they're rated off defensive rating. Right now they're number 3. I think you have to go forward with we want guys who can play defense, and guys can play offense also, not the Frank Ntilikina of the world who can't play offense. But I don't know. I don't think a Larry Markkinen who's going to take away more than he adds and be injured.
When he's healthy, he looks really good, though.
Yeah, I know he's a really good shoot. There are a lot of guys that can shoot out there. I feel like you can get other guys. The Knicks can add some lower price guys that could shoot. There's got to be more. I don't know. I know shooting's people are overpaying for shooting these days, but
I mean, that being said, I literally dropped him from my fantasy team.
If you look at the roster right now, for as far as improvement for next year, the areas Barrett has been playing a lot. I mean, despite the fact he didn't play great against the Lakers, he generally has been playing a lot better as of late. I think over the last 44 games, they said his 3-point percentage is 45% from 3. He's becoming a much more efficient shooter. He still does some annoying things, when he drives into 3 guys in the paint, they're just standing there and turns the ball over, and you're like, there wasn't an opening. Don't always go with there's no opening. But he's 20. Can you see Barrett becoming an all-star?
It's possible. I mean, if he takes another leap like he did this year, I mean, he's, then he's close.
I don't know if he'll be an all-star next season, but don't you think aren't you interested in that this Barrett, is he 20 or 21 now?
I think 21, but I mean, he's still really young, and he made such a leap this year. It's
Can you imagine how his game when he's 25, when guys are really coming into their game?
Yeah.
4 years and he's going to be really, really good.
Well, this is what development looks like.
I'm sorry. I don't. What's development? Sorry, Jay. I'm a Knicks fan. I don't know.
I know. I thought it was some mythical thing that never happens, but it looks like it's actually possible to develop a player.
I'm sorry. Do you believe in unicorns, Jay? Also, development. Come on. My understanding of how development works is you let your player go to the Atlanta Hawks for 2 years, then overpay them, and then have your fans hate him for a couple of years before you package him to get rid of KP. I don't know. So I think Barrett is going to keep I think he'll get better from here. I would expect for Randall, a similar season next season. So those are two guys that I feel like you're gonna have two really good players to go with.
Yeah.
IQ, I don't know if he'll make a Barrett level jump next year, but he's gonna get better from here. I would think. What do you think about IQ?
I think he's definitely going to get better. I really think he is a shooting guard.
He's also could be like an off the bench, like gets you a bunch of points fast. Sometimes he's on, sometimes he's not. Streaky kind of guy off the bench.
Yeah,
he's very good.
He should be the Knicks Schroeder.
Yeah, I mean he's Lou Williams. He's a big fan of Lou Williams. He could be our Lou Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know who's actually show me who would you rather have if you could keep only one of them next season? I know you'd probably say neither, but Knox or Obi, who would you rather have? Who would you rather give minutes to?
I think Knox.
Really?
I feel like Knox has looked pretty decent in the few minutes he's played lately. Like I feel like his shot has gotten a lot better.
I know he's been shooting a little better, but like I don't know. It's been 3 years. I still watch Knox on the court, and I'm like, I don't see how this ever develops into a useful NBA player. I guess his shot's getting a little better, but I think I'm not loving what I've seen from Knox in year 3. And I know he hasn't got that much of a chance this year, but I feel like part of it is the coach is seeing what he sees in practice, and he's just not that impressed. I've noticed Obi getting a little more aggressive lately, a little bit more. There's a little bit of development going on, and I'm interested in seeing where this experiment with Obi goes next season. Again, I'd be if someone gave me a decent first round pick for him, like pick 20, I'd probably take it. But he's looked a little better lately. I've noticed at least like there's a lot of time on offense where he's standing around, not sure how to fit in. Like he cuts. The Knicks point guards don't really look for him that much, which is a problem. But you notice like sometimes he's standing behind the 3-point line, just like, what do I do? How do I get in there? And then sometimes he'll cut and he'll be open. But the Knicks, like Alex Burks, is doing like dribbling around, so it just doesn't like look at him.
Yeah.
But he's had a couple drives lately where they've looked pretty good. He's had a couple good plays. There's something there.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks way better than he did the first 20 games of the season.
He's getting a little more. Whereas Knox has been in the league for 3 years, has yet to figure out how to even come close to finishing at the rim.
Yeah.
Obi's defense is going to be bad. I get that, but maybe I don't know. Whatever. I'm not getting high on Obi yet, but I think he's looked a little better lately. He's been a little more aggressive, and like when he comes in the game, I'm like, yeah, get him the ball. Let's see what happens. But sometimes he's standing behind the 3-point line. They give him the ball. And he's like, take this back. I don't want it. But Obi, could you just do something with the ball? No, I don't want the ball. Take it back. And like Burks will look at him and be like, you sure you want to be in the NBA? Because like I gave you the ball. Can you do something? But I feel like if he had like a point guard that would look for him a little more, it would work out a little better.
Yeah. Nomad wants to know, what's the Randall extension going to look like this offseason, Max?
Well, I think we discussed this, that I think they can only give him like a 4-year, $100 million deal. Because of his current contract, they can only go a certain amount above because of it's like a non-guaranteed team option. I don't know how these rules work, but like they can't give him a full max this offseason. So they could get him in theory on a better deal if they extend him this summer as opposed to next summer when they have to give him a full max.
Right. I think that would be a smart move.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. I know a lot of people are still not bought into Randall, where they're like, I don't know, should we sell high? Is he really good? He's a very good player. The things that people like got frustrated with him were like, he doesn't pass. Well, he's not one of the best passers on the team. Okay, he doesn't play defense. Actually, he's one of the reasons why our defense is really good right now.
Yeah,
like, I don't like his hair.
I'm in on Randall.
Yeah, I'm in on Randall. I don't know if he's not like a top 5 player in the league at any point, but he's like, I think any year he's going to be an all-star or borderline all-star. He can give you that kind of value is huge.
Yeah.
I know, add him and add some RJ development. The team if the Knicks could freaking do decent in this draft, like they have 2 first-round picks, they're both not going to be high picks. But if you can get at least one solid player of those 2 picks, that'll make a big difference.
Point
Add
guard.
someone in free agency. I don't know. You could add a little more talent to this team. It'll make a huge difference.
I mean, think about how good Barrett and Randall look with no point guard.
Yeah.
I mean, with an actual point guard, they're gonna look much better.
If you could add a guy who really, I mean, I like the idea of Lonzo in the sense of like he's good. He's really good off the ball. He doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time. He can pass, but he doesn't need to run the offense at all times. So and that might work better with his team because he also can shoot. But if you had a point guard who could really pass first, like really run the offense, that would make. If you could make Randall's life a little bit easier, that'd be very helpful.
Yeah, agreed. Email?
Sure. You got an email?
nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Or hey, writes, hey guys, what player would you compare RJ to? And he also gave us the list of ESPN best 25 under 25. Since ESPN's a pay site now, he was nice enough to type it out.
I actually want to hear people are going crazy about that list. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's not on there. And I was like, yeah, he's not on there. Maybe it's tough when I actually talk about those 25 guys on there.
Yeah, I looked at the list and
actually can I try to make some guesses on the list?
Sure.
I'm not going to go in order here, but I'm assuming where's Zion?
2.
Okay, he's pretty good.
One should be obvious.
25. It's 25 or younger, right?
Yes.
Luka.
Yeah.
Okay. It took me a second on that one. Who else? The dude Tatum.
Yep, he's 5.
Simmons and Embiid, are they 25?
Simmons is number 7. Embiid is not on here, so maybe he's over 25.
He's probably over then. Who else is on there? Hey, any rookies from this season?
Yes.
Hansbrough? Tyrese? Hey, and not Hansbrough, Halliburton, I meant.
Yes.
What number say?
21.
So that's a weird one because you're like, I get Halliburton's good. Would you'd really rather have him over RJ right now?
Probably not. I think that was the one where it's kind of like, let's just rub that one in the Knicks fans' faces.
Okay. So tell me the list. Can you go from the top? Just I don't need to guess anymore.
Yeah, sure. You already got Doncic, Zion. Then you have LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo Ball's 3?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he was good, but like 3? Okay.
Yeah, considering number 4 is Donovan Mitchell. And
yeah, okay, go on.
Tatum, Fox, Simmons, Booker, Adebayo, Shea, Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Murray, who just had a really bad season in the
God. Denver had a real shot this season. I mean, they're done. There's no way they're going to the finals.
Denver just can't catch a break. I feel so bad for that team.
I mean, that really that's the thing about NBA also. You can be having a great season. Like everything is going your way. And one guy steps wrong. And you're like, okay, well, now we're screwed for this season and possibly screwed for next season too.
So they had 13 and 14 because they had Michael Porter Jr.? That's the one on Denver, right?
Yeah. Again, you know what? I haven't watched enough of Denver. But Porter, they say he sucks on defense. Would you really rather have this guy than RJ Barrett? It is a ridiculous, it is almost like ESPN's. I can get people being annoyed. Who else do you have on there?
I mean, I'd rather have him than Knox.
Well, yes. I mean, you said the 25 worst under.
Ja Morant, Trae Young, Mikal Bridges.
So RJ Barrett is currently his shooting numbers, I think, are better than Ja Morant's. But okay, cool.
Mikal Bridges is, I think, the most questionable one on this list.
Mikal Bridges is good. But it's weird because a lot of guys in this list, if the Knicks were like, we'll give you RJ Barrett, they'd be like, yeah, sure. We'll give you Mikal Bridges. Sounds great. No question at all. Phoenix would be like, are the Knicks, is this a prank call? Are you sure it's actually the Knicks? I mean, we should do this. Get it signed immediately.
Right. Sabonis, Anthony Edwards, DeAndre Ayton.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. DeAndre Ayton, Halliburton, John Collins, Jared Allen, Lonzo Ball.
John Collins? Okay, go on.
Jared Allen, Lonzo Ball, Colin Sexton.
Hey, Cleveland, we'll give you RJ. We'll give you Sexton. No problem at all. You don't even have to ask.
Is there anybody you would compare RJ to? Do you want to just go by this list? Anybody on this list you'd compare RJ to?
Well, I think the guy everyone kind of says like his absolute ceiling is like a Jimmy Butler kind of guy.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler, Jason.
His game, like, very strong. Like he's very strong. He can take it to the rim. He can he shoot it. I feel like that's the ultimate goal for him to get to Jimmy Butler.
He'd have to get better on defense.
He's not bad on defense though.
No,
you
but
think
Jimmy
RJ's bad on defense?
No, Jimmy Butler's like really good on defense.
Oh yeah, no. I mean Jimmy Butler. That's it. He'd be great if Jimmy Butler came to the Knicks. I'm just saying, RJ year 2, he's getting better in all areas. It's an absolute ceiling.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like Tatum is a good comparison.
You think so?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, Butler's the guy I think about. Like, I'm like, this is where he needs to develop. I think RJ, I like his strength, his ability to like really very strong player. He's very under control when he drives to the basket. He doesn't beat you with his speed, but he also beats you with his ability to get he can get where he wants to get.
Yeah.
If you could just stop driving into traffic, just in like stupid ways at the basket, that would make a huge difference in this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like how often you're like the guy, like there's 2 guys under the basket, you're just driving right into them. You're like, and you turn the ball over. You're like, if his handle got a little better.
Yeah. If he turned that into free throws, then we're talking.
Yeah, that would make a huge difference. And he's shooting better this season. I am all in on RJ right now. I feel like I think the Knicks nailed this
right. Yeah, got a draft pick right finally.
I would say as far as careers also, of the 3 guys, he might end up being better than Morant. And Zion, he'll probably play more games than Zion does.
That's probably safe to say, yeah.
Do you remember any NBA season where like you look at the box scores and so many guys miss so many games?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the short turnaround did really have an effect. I didn't think it would, but it seems like it did.
The Bucks, like every week or so, they just take the night off.
Yeah, like the whole team.
The whole team, and like you look at I'm looking at like they're playing the Pelicans tomorrow night, and like you look at the Pelicans box score. Sometimes Zion doesn't play, sometimes Lonzo doesn't play. There's not even like talk of what injury they have. They just they took the night off. So many guys are missing so many games this season. I don't know any numbers on this, but I feel like there must be some level of it must be close to a record.
I mean, I know a lot of people in my fantasy league are complaining. I've had relatively good luck knocking on my wooden desk. But I play other teams and they have like 5, 6. I think one time one guy had like 7 guys out at once.
Dallas, like a KP, I don't know what does he just get every game off? Like, is that what his deal?
That's going to be his career.
Yeah, it's just kind of insane.
Do we have Facebook questions?
We do. Rob writes, what do you guys think of Dennis Schroeder? Saw a report the Knicks will be targeting him in free agency. Would you prefer them to target him or Lonzo? Also, how much would you how much would you pay either of these guys?
I would much rather Lonzo.
I agree. And Lonzo's a young player that's getting better. Dennis Schroeder is what it is at this point.
Right. And also, I think Lonzo's passing is way better. Schroeder gets a good amount of assists, but Lonzo, I think, is closer to an elite level as far as that goes. And that's really what the Knicks need. What would we pay?
Yeah, like the passing thing is huge. And he's also a better shooter than Schroeder is.
I would probably do 20 for Lonzo and not for Schroeder.
I would probably do 20 also for Lonzo, and I think you have to overpay because he's a restricted free agent. Do you think Schroeder's that much better than Alex Burks?
I mean, he passes the ball better, but Burks shoots the ball better. So it's like, which one do you want?
I feel like he's a streaky player like Burks, And maybe he's better than Burks, but I'd also just be happy if we can find another like streaky player to like Burks we can add out there and play that whoever's on that night.
I feel like the Knicks get Burks back for like 10, whereas Schroeder wants 20, and it's not worth that.
Schroeder's not getting 20. You really think he's getting 20?
I hope not. I mean, well, actually, if it's not the Knicks, I hope he gets 20.
If it's the Lakers, I hope he gets a max deal.
Yeah, if it's the Lakers, pay him 30, please.
But I feel like Schroeder is good. Do you think the Hawks like are regretting the fact that they kind of gave up on him?
Did they let him walk, or I don't even remember. Did they trade?
I forget the deal. It was when they got Trey, but they did. I don't remember. I think they wanted to get rid of him. Let me look up what actually happened.
I mean,
he's
now
27. He's actually. I thought he was a little bit older than that. Actually,
now it seems like they want to get rid of John Collins too.
Well, they don't. The problem is they don't want to give him a big. Like they don't want to give him a max deal. It sounds like.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to either.
Yeah. Let's see. He was. It was a 3-team deal involving the Hawks and Philly. Involving Philly and the Thunder. Wikipedia does not say who he was actually.
The thing with I don't know, the salaries, it's like everybody wants a max contract, but then once a team gives a couple, then they have no money. So it's like, it's this weird, like, haves and have-nots. I feel like there should be a lot more middle contracts.
Right. Well, what do you want to get paid? Well, what's the max you can pay me? We'd like to pay you the minimum we could pay you.
Well, I mean, I get that, but like, I feel like it almost never settles on like a $10 million contract. It's either like the guy gets the max, or they have to do like a mid-level exception or something. They're a vet's minimum.
Well, they say some contracts are overinflated because of the fact that they have a max contract. Because like your best player, well, instead of just saying I'll pay you this amount, they like, well, the max, you pay your best player the max, so that's why I should get the max. It kind of inflates some contracts by having a max contract.
Yeah, it turns into this thing where every team, a guy wants
it's a respect
max.
thing also.
Yeah, it is. But like,
once you like your job, you're like, hey guys, you guys have to pay me the max. Okay, we have to max Jay.
Max me out.
We were gonna min you out, Jay. Min. We were going for the min. I want the max.
It's like, we can't afford that. Don't worry, you got bird rights.
Yeah, you can re-sign me over the cap here. Don't worry about it.
You can go way into the red for me. It's all right.
Way into you should be willing to pay the repeater tax for me. I don't know how that shit works. Either way, I don't think Schroeder. I think Schroeder is a very good player. He's crafty. He would definitely add scoring to the team. I think you can get other guys for less money. He can do what he can do. I don't know. Like, I like what Derrick Rose does. I like what Alex Burks does. And I think if you add up their contracts, it would be the same as what you're paying for Schroeder. Yeah. I'd rather have those two players than have Schroeder.
Yeah.
Also, I goddamn hate his hair.
Yeah, that little blonde streak. I don't like it.
Go on.
Nomad writes, thoughts on the Knicks moving both picks to move up in the draft. Right now, they have both picks being in the 20s or high teens to move up into a top 10 pick.
Let's just say, like, being realistic, it's probably not going to get you to like teams. You don't really see a team usually trade the number 9 pick for like the 17th and the 20th, but maybe it gets you to 12. I think I might do that.
Yeah.
Like if there's a guy you think it's pretty darn good at like 11 or 12, I trade 2 picks to get. That's what the Jazz did to get Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I would. This year's draft is supposed to be deep. I would definitely move into the top 10.
I'm fine just keeping the picks. I don't want to trade the picks for
future.
Oh, that would be just the absolute. Like the Knicks are like, don't worry, we got like a bunch of 2023 like second round picks for this. Like we punted. We don't have space in the roster. Like it's just too like we have to keep Knox. He's too good.
We have the whole 2024 second round. All of it.
By the way, do you know Iggy was cut? Iggy's without a team. The Knicks were like, we have to give a spot on this roster to Iggy. Apparently, no, the rest of the NBA doesn't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really surprised.
I'm not surprised. It's just like the Knicks are giving roster spots to people that like, if you're not going to play this guy, you have no interest in like him being on the team. Don't give him a roster spot. Like a guy like Harper, maybe. I don't know like the deal. He's a point guard. I suppose he can shoot. He played decent in the G League. Give him some run in the game, or find someone else to have that roster.
Every team has like 3 guys who never play.
No, that's true. But I feel like other teams also sign guys from the G League and give them a shot. And the Knicks never really do that. And I feel like clearly it works finding guys in the G League and developing them, or like just signing them and have. Sometimes it works out and the Knicks never try it.
Yeah.
The last guy the Knicks really tried it was Jeremy Lin. That seemed to work.
Next question.
Rue writes, do we think Randall is injured? Ever since he hurt himself and missed the game, he's been shooting so poorly. This question was written prior to the Laker game when he was looking pretty bad at the end of games. Or just he's looking pretty bad. Those the Memphis game and the Raptors game. He's missing a lot of shots, and
he might have come back one game too early.
Yeah, he had that the thigh contusion. Was that the injury? Yeah, I mean, probably that probably hurt his game. And then George writes, "Is RJ the next Michael Jordan?"
Definitely,
100% guaranteed.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. We are going to be watching one day the RJ ESPN documentary.
30 for 30.
30 for 30. And John Morant's going to be like, where's my documentary? Well, he should have been as good as RJ. Sorry, Ja. Are you excited to see the Knicks play? They're going to play the Pelicans tomorrow night. Are you excited to see RJ against Zion? I know they're not necessarily going to guard each other, but
more interested to see what Ball looks like.
If he plays, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, is Lonzo, are you playing tonight? I don't know. I got to check the times. I got to check the, it's just weird how many guys sit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. We might not see Zion either. Who knows?
But yeah, I'm curious to see Lonzo. I tend to watch, I think you probably do the same thing. I tend to watch mostly just the Knicks play. I don't tend to watch as much about the other teams when the Knicks aren't playing them. So I don't watch that much of the Pelicans.
Yeah. I just looked at the box score. I'm like, oh, Durant had a big game. Did their 3 finally play together? But Harden and Irving didn't play. So
of course,
the number is still at 7. We are 50-something games into the season, almost 60. 7
Do you think
games.
they're going to have an issue with gelling together? I mean, they play Harden has been a very willing passer on the Nets. Kyrie can pass. You have 3 guys who can be ball dominant, but Durant is very good at playing off. They're all 3 of them, but also can play off the ball. And Harden's been a very good passer. Do they really need the time to gel, or will it not matter come playoff time?
It might not matter just because they won by 30 today without 2 out of their 3 guys.
They played the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is their best player.
Yeah, but 30 is a lot.
Much.
30 is a lot.
By the way, the Timberwolves beat the Knicks, so I have to. Yeah, no, it is a lot, but I don't know. I wonder how much playing together and having team chemistry matters.
We'll find out.
You'd think it matters a lot. By the way, the Lakers, who the Knicks just beat the crap out of, they beat the Hornets tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Knicks might be a good team. Other teams are yeah, I mean, we're only playing the Hornets tonight. It's not like we're playing the Knicks.
Yeah, it's a good night tonight. Pacers lost, Hornets lost. Good stuff.
Whose hair do you hate more? Schroeder or Kuzma?
Schroeder.
Because I really hate Kuzma's hair also.
Kuzma's douchey, but Schroeder's is just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know. It's the Lakers are can we get the douchiest hairstyles possible and just get them all on the same team? I'm just trying to think the Lakers. I'm looking at the box score. I guess Kuzma looked like I had a good game, but they didn't look very good against the Knicks. I was watching that game, being it was tight. It was a lot tighter earlier in the game. And I was like, the Knicks should really beat this team. There's not that much on this team.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously had LeBron and Anthony Davis, and the team looks obviously a lot better. Where are we on timing, Jack?
We are running low. We have 5 minutes.
Cool. How is it coming with the NFT? Have you been working on that behind the scenes?
Does that mean we're out of questions?
That is, maybe we could do an NFT. We could take the screenshot of us doing this live show and that could also be an NFT.
Are
Maybe we
out
can
of-
do the release of our first episode and have that be an NFT.
I don't have the questions in front of me, but I could always tell when we're out of questions. No
We're
matter.
gonna get that many questions. Let me ask you some questions, Jay.
All right. Well,
Taj Gibson, is he must have, like, how impressed are you with Taj Gibson, I guess?
yeah, no, he looks like he's still got it. I mean, he's looked. I think it's the perfect role for him because he's playing like 15 minutes and he can go all out, and he looks good in those minutes.
He had a bunch of blocks. Like the Lakers were like, "Who the hell is this Taj Gibson guy?" He's like, between him and Noel, they really like. It was don't come into the paint against us.
Sometimes at the end of a guy's career, playing just a few minutes, like Iguodala's extended his career like 9 years doing that.
Hey, where do you think I'm looking at the team that on a different note. And yeah, you're right. Where do you think the Knicks are in pace?
Last.
They are 30th, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Actually, you know who's the first? Who do you think is first in pace in the NBA? Take a
First,
quick guess. I'll give you the answer.
the Suns.
The Wizards. So being first in pace doesn't mean your team's going to be good.
No, it doesn't.
The Warriors are second. The Bucks are third. Timberwolves are fourth. I don't know how much it matters. Like, it's just like, you don't want to be last in pace either, though.
No,
But actually, you know who's also down there with them? The Nuggets, the Heat, and the Clippers, and the Mavericks. Maybe being lower on pace is not the worst thing.
True. It depends who you have on the floor. Last question. Nomad says, looking to the playoffs, who would be the ideal matchup for the Knicks in the first round?
Ideal matchup. I would love Charlotte.
Well, they're neck and neck. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's probably not going to happen. I guess.
Possible matchups would be like, you know what? I guess Charlotte could happen. I mean, you could do a 4-5.
So let's say if the Knicks are 8th seed, they're going to play Philly. I don't like that. I guess of the top 3 teams, I would rather play the Nets first of the 3 teams. Because there's a good chance the big 3 may not even show up.
True. I would really like them to get the 5 seed so they could play the Hawks or the Heat.
Yeah, well, that's I would love that. I would love the Hawks. Get the Hawks. Wow, the Hawks are higher than I realized. They really have moved up recently.
I picked them to finish third before the season started. I don't know what I was thinking.
The Hawks, they're 4th. So
yeah.
Yeah. Who would you? I'm going to say if the Knicks are like 7th or 8th seed, I would like the Nets to be my first round opponent of the top 3 teams. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, if Mitch doesn't come back, Embiid would just steamroll Noel. Like, Noel's good on defense, but Embiid just too big.
I think between Embiid, Giannis, and the fact that the referees favor them so greatly, I just don't see how the Knicks are going to beat either of those teams.
I mean, I don't think they could beat any of those 3, but yeah, I would say the Nets just because maybe you get lucky and they miss a bunch of games.
Okay, here's my last question for the end of the show. The game is on the line. Who won the Knicks? Who wants shooting the last shot? Because this has come up pretty recently.
I know.
There's Randall, obviously. Then you might say RJ. Maybe you want Burks because Burks is like pretty crafty. Then you can go out on a limb and say like a guy like IQ, which I feel like that would be a mistake at this point.
Maybe Burks.
I think Burks would be an interesting guy for taking your shot. Yeah. I might go Burks also. Again, that's why also you probably want to bring Burks back next season.
But, I always go with the hot hand.
Well, yes, obviously. I agree. Go with the hot hand.
Well, you say obviously,
I'm just saying also try to get an open shot, pass the ball, all these things. I'm just saying if you have to choose one of them and forgetting what actually happened in the game, just have to choose one of them.
Yeah, probably Burks, but it's situational. If Bullock is on fire, maybe you want him taking a 3 at the end. Who knows?
Yeah, and maybe Frank has hit 12 threes that night, so maybe you want to give it to Frank.
Frank should always get the ball.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. I think we might be taking next week off. We're going to do our other show, The Brink of Sanity. So check out brinkofsanityshow.com, or you could follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. Follow us there, and you will get a notification when we go live.
Jay claims just because he's moving his whole life to a different place, he's buying a place and moving, he can't do 2 shows next week. What a bitch.
Yeah, that's my fault. So, if you guys want to chat, hang on a sec. We're going to play the goodbye song for those of you listening on the podcast. Thank you. And as soon as I get my stuff unpacked, we will be back.
Very soon.
Goodbye, everybody. It's over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say